hey, as leaders, we can get bogged down with the minutia and the to-do list and, oh, we got to do this and that. And what about, you've got culture and branding and marketing. You got like all these just things going through your head and processes and clients. And as you grow, what I really focus on is there's really two primary jobs, right? Because just like your salesperson has a role to make this system work, the head leader, the founder, you have a particular role in this system, and it's not to do everything, right? Because we can delegate and do all these things, but there's two things you can never delegate, and you brought up both of them, which is really cool. Which one is creating the proper culture, right? Like that's solely your job as a leader. No one else is going to do that. Everyone's going to follow you. That's one thing that's really interesting, and you see it, especially with smaller companies, bigger companies too. And I saw it in the military all the time. Is that over a short period of time, you'll see just the culture and the attitude of that group will mimic that leader, right? If they're high energy, if they're positive, all of a sudden that's kind of just how everyone starts behaving. And if they're draconian, kind of, you're going to do that, and you're going to, everybody else will start to go that way. So it needs to be a deliberate step to establish the culture that you want from the onset initially. And that's done through, proper organizational design, proper financial incentives, proper recruiting, and really laying out, this is the purpose of the company. This is our mission. These are our values. This is why we're here, and drilling that into people's heads. So it becomes more than just a paycheck to people.
Yeah.
And then the second phase of that culture is using that emotional intelligence to get the most out of that system of people and leading them and being able to, because you can't lead everyone the same, right? If you're going to maximize, which in my view, that's the job of the leader, is to maximize the potential and the output of every individual into a collective effort. And that means you can't treat everybody the same, because people are going to respond differently. So that's culture, and you tapped on it. We can't delegate that. And the second thing you brought up is when you said, when I'm brought into the process, when I'm brought into planning, and the second thing is make a decision, right? Indecisiveness can cripple any organization. And you, as a leader, you can't delegate, that primary decision-making process for strategic things or big projects down to anybody. Like literally everybody else, you can you can find someone to do every other function.
Yeah.
You just do those two things. And so, we don't probably have time, but I go through sort of a framework that I use for problem solving. But the main thing is bringing as many people into that process, because I think way too many leaders, especially I think new leaders, that maybe either their company grew really fast or they've been put in sort of a new level, is they do what I call like office or desk planning, right? It's like they get, hey, we need to do this from somebody in the organization or client. And then they sit down at their desk, work late, burn the midnight oil. They figure out the plan the next morning. Everybody shows up and like, all right, guys, this is what we're doing. As opposed to bring everybody in, hey, this is the problem. This is our mission. This is what we need to do. And then leading the team through an actual constructive problem solving process and getting everybody's input. And I think that is really a key skill that separates good from great leaders, is the ability to lead a team of people through an effective planning process and solve a complex problem. I think that's something that you'll see even senior leaders in corporate America struggle with. And I think it's something that doesn't get taught enough. I don't think there's really that many people that know how to teach it. And so but it does when you bring people in, get that sort of buy-in and get people to really get behind what you're trying to do, not just, all right, well, I'm going to do my part as long as I'm getting paid well.